What is up, my sweet family? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dina Brenci, and I'm a dating coach. And this channel goes through all of the things that are relationship and dating related. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, leave a comment, be a part of the sweet family. Welcome to the Sweet Life Podcast. Are you ready to start living your life with more passion, purpose, and pleasure? And stay tuned to learn more from your behavioralist expert, dating coach, and relationship guru, Sweet Deans. Hello, my sweet family. I know we missed last week, but I was on my moving journey, and I like to take the time to fully enjoy all aspects of the moving process. My favorite part is getting to set up in a new space, make it truly mine, hanging art and books and crystals. And of course, all my plants had to find their special spot of sunshine. And my kitten Tater Tot already feels like she owns the place, so that's good. It's so quiet here compared to the city. There's birds chirping and tiny chipmunks that scamper around, and I love to get this opportunity to experience a new place. All right, so enough about me. My sweet family, thank you so much for all of your emails and DMs about the unconditional love episode. I am so grateful that that episode resonated with so many of you. So as a follow-up to that, I'd love to offer another episode that kind of ties into that one. But the reflection on this one is more about loving yourself and how that abundance of care you show yourself bubbles over into others. So if you want to experience more unconditional love for others, first, let's talk about how to truly love yourself through what I'm calling self-care. So to start, there's kind of a traditional description of self-care that involves bubble baths and bottles of wine, possibly a cupcake or two. And the purpose of these activities is to unwind from stress or to provide balance for an out-of-control day that you've had. These treat yourself activities are so popular in all of the trending magazines and advertisements, telling us that we need a break from our lives. And I've never read such misleading, bogus advertising. First of all, don't tell me what I need. And secondly, I'll tell you what I find this so annoying. The popular narrative would have you believe that stress is something outside of you. It's everyone else, and that you're a victim of circumstance. It strips away all of your personal power, telling you that you need to describe to this victim mentality. And the only way to have some reprieve from this stress is by buying a new watch, or eating a half dozen donuts, or binge watching Netflix. And then when the watch is bought, and the donuts are gone, and the TV is off, you're left with the same set of thoughts. You don't feel better. You feel the same, or maybe worse. You think that your life is still a mess and that you're only looking forward to the next opportunity to have a treat yourself day. This is an endless cycle of stress and recovery. It's almost like a pendulum. Like, imagine stress is in one direction and then compulsory numbing out behavior is in the other direction. And it just swings back and forth, completely missing the source of stress. And instead, the focus is on taking an action to blanket over any areas where you feel discomfort. Then, because our brain loves patterns, this becomes the new normal. We're no longer taking bubble baths and drinking wine because we love it. Now we do it because we need it, because it's now a habit or is a coping mechanism to cover up stress. So then, how do you turn to face the stress instead of covering it up? $1 million question, right? My thoughts are this. As always, it starts with awareness. Check in with yourself, emotionally, physically, mentally, and see what areas you're feeling tension in. Explore these areas. What are you learning about yourself through this? Sit with the undesirable feelings and allow them to fully express themselves. If you're struggling to picture what this might look like, imagine that each time you experience a stress response, it's like getting an email notification in your brain. And instead of checking your email, you immediately open up Instagram and just mindlessly scroll through it. This might be hitting a little close to home for some of you. But say you do this over and over again, and the emails are piling up, and you're never actually looking at them. After a while, your inbox has thousands of ignored messages. So no wonder you feel stressed. You're ignoring the messages from your body because they aren't fun. And then to cope with it, you do more activities to try to again plaster over any discomfort in your life instead of just addressing the email. So in order to be present with yourself, check in with the emails that your brain has been sending you. Open them up, read them, feel them fully, and process through them. As soon as you give it the attention it needs, the pop-ups become less and less prevalent. And then you can do fun activities because you want to, and not because you need to in order to balance out your day. I know this doesn't sound like much of a difference, right? Like I'm still taking a bubble bath. Why does it matter if I'm doing it because my day was bad or because I love taking bubble baths? The difference is this. If we do activities out of a space of need and not want, then when the activity is over, we're still left with the same series of thoughts about how stressed out and anxious or frustrated we are. Because, surprise, surprise, it's your thoughts that create your feelings. And until you do the thought work to process through them, they will still be there after all the bubbles have gone and your feet are nice and pruny. So start with addressing your thoughts. Whatever it is that you feel is normal. It's perfectly okay to feel sad and angry and annoyed and frustrated. Those are all valid emotions. Be still for a few minutes and allow your brain to think whatever it wants without trying to change it. Put all your energy on listening to your brain speak. And then it's your turn. You get to decide if you would like to keep those thoughts or move on to new ones. You are always in control of your story. Process through your brain emails and empty your inbox to avoid overwhelm and overload, because those notifications can get heavier and heavier the less you check them. And pretty soon you find yourself in the middle of the DMV screaming about how you have your social security card and passport and old ID. So why on earth would they need your birth certificate that lives in another state with your parents, and immediately begin to cry out of rage and frustration? That's obviously not based on a real event of an unchecked mind or anything. But seriously, if you think you've been doing a lot of mindfulness and thought work and you think you've got it down, a good place to go be humbled is at the California DMV. So once you have decided what thoughts you'd like to keep and what thoughts you'd rather let go of, then you can decide what activities you'd like to do to enhance your life. This super simple shift in framework actually provides for a deeper amount of joy and contentment, because you won't have that little voice in the back of your head that says, as soon as this activity is done, I will jump back up and tell you how terrible our life is. I know I've talked about that little voice before, but the best way to get that voice to be a little quieter is to practice hearing him or her without judgment and allowing them to fully express themselves. I do this through mindfulness practice. I meditate every day for about 5 minutes, and I really allow that little voice to be heard. And then as that voice gets softer and softer, and I feel still, that's when the real magic takes place. And if you would like a free guided meditation, I am putting one together just for my sweet family. So go to sweetdeans.com and click on the button that says meditation, and it will send the meditation right to your inbox. And I hope that this morning practice helps to add some real self-care to your life. And it's totally free. So be sure to go get your free de-stress centering meditation today. And I'll be sure to include the steps in the show notes so that you can start practicing self-care immediately. As always, sweet family, know that I am so grateful for you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you're looking to take the work deeper, feel free to reach out at sweetdeens.com. That's sweet, DEENS.com, or on Instagram at sweetdeens. I look forward to talking to you next week. All my love.